Hello, here we are for the last video of the chapter Reproduction. Before we proceed with the explanation, let's do a recap of all the subtopics we covered since the beginning till now. We defined reproduction, we explained the importance of reproduction, we classified the different types of reproduction, we explained asexual reproduction in amoeba and yeast, we explained sexual reproduction in human. We compared asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. We explained the two different stages of sexual reproduction in human, namely gamete formation and fertilization. We described the structure and function of the different parts of the male and female reproductive systems. This lesson will be focused on sexually transmitted diseases. Firstly, let's define the word disease. A disease is defined as an absence of well-being. A disease is associated with a set of signs and symptoms, for example, fever, skin rash, body ache, nausea, etc. Diseases can be classified into two types: transmissible or communicable or infectious diseases, and non-transmissible or non-communicable or non-infectious diseases. Non-transmissible diseases are those which cannot be transmitted from one person to another. For example, diabetes, heart disease. Transmissible diseases are those which can be transmitted from one infected person to an uninfected person. These diseases are normally caused by harmful microorganisms such as viruses, bacteria, etc. These diseases have different modes of transmission. Let's take an example. Tuberculosis is caused by a mycobacterium, which spreads through the air. That is, it is airborne. However, in this lesson, we are going to focus on sexually transmitted diseases. Sexually transmitted diseases, STDs, are infectious diseases that can be transmitted from an infected individual to an uninfected individual during sexual contact. Some examples of STDs are HIV/AIDS, syphilis, and gonorrhea. STDs are caused by microorganisms such as viruses, bacteria, and fungi. For example, syphilis is caused by a particular type of bacteria, while AIDS is caused by a virus called HIV. As from now on, we will focus on HIV/AIDS. How is HIV/AIDS transmitted? HIV/AIDS is transmitted mainly through sexual intercourse with an infected person, but it may also be transmitted through other means, for example, blood contact. One example is when drug addicts share infected needles among themselves. Another one could be during transfusion of infected blood. The HIV virus can also be transmitted from a pregnant mother to the fetus, or during breastfeeding from mother to baby. Now let's move on to some of the preventive measures to reduce the spread of HIV/AIDS. A few have been explained here. However, for more information, you may do a research on the internet. So, as HIV/AIDS is mainly transmitted through sexual contact, the main way to reduce its spread is to use protection, for example, condoms, during sexual intercourse. Secondly, avoid having multiple sex partners so as to prevent the spread of the disease. Thirdly, increase awareness through sex education at school. Last but not least, for practice, complete activity 2.6 and end of unit exercises in your textbook for you to develop a better understanding of the chapter reproduction. Thank you.